Deep beneath the earth, far below the world we know, there's a place of shadows, of silence, of souls that never return. And standing at its gate massive, brutal, and unforgiving waits a beast unlike any other. With 3 snarling heads, eyes that burn like fire, and a body born of monsters, Cerberus is no ordinary creature. He's the guard dog of the underworld, a living lock on the gates of Hades, and if you try to pass, you better pray you're already dead. To understand Cerberus, you gotta go way back to the age of ancient monsters. Before Zeus ruled the skies, before mankind walked the earth, there were beings of chaos. And from that chaos came 2 of the most feared creatures in all mythology, Typhon and Echidna. Typhon was a storm of terror giant with 100 dragon heads. Echidna was half woman, half snake, beautiful and deadly. Together, they gave birth to monsters. Among their kids, the Hydra, the Chimera, the Sphinx, and then Cerberus. He wasn't just some angry dog. He was the ultimate gatekeeper, a beast bred to stop the living from entering Hades, and to make sure the dead never left.
What does Cerberus actually look like?
Most stories agree he's got 3 heads. Some say each head sees the past, present, and future. Others say 1 bites, 1 guards, and 1 howls a warning to the dead. But wait, it gets weirder. He's also got a serpent's tail. Sometimes snakes come out of his back. Some ancient writers even said he had 50 heads. Yeah, 50. Imagine that at your front door. But in most legends, he's this huge, black, 3-headed dog with glowing red eyes, claws like iron, and a roar that echoes across the rivers of the dead. In ancient Greece, the underworld wasn't just a place, it was a system. Souls went there to be judged, good or bad, everyone crossed over, and guarding the only way in or out was Cerberus. The underworld itself was ruled by Hades, one of the big 3 gods, right alongside Zeus and Poseidon. But while Zeus ruled the sky and Poseidon the sea, Hades got the dead. And Hades needed a warden, someone or something strong enough to scare off both gods and mortals. So Cerberus became more than just a pet. He became the final guardian of the border between life and death. When a soul dies, it's taken across the river Styx by the ferryman, Charon. But the journey doesn't end there. Once the boat lands, there's a massive gate, and behind that gate sits Cerberus, waiting. He doesn't bite unless he has to. His presence alone is enough. No soul escapes. No intruder enters. That was the law. But not everyone followed the rules, and some tried to outsmart the beast. The most famous story about Cerberus, it's gotta be the final labor of Heracles. Heracles, also known as Hercules, was given 12 impossible tasks. The last one, bring Cerberus alive from the underworld. Let that sink in. Not kill him, not sneak past him. Bring him back alive. Most warriors wouldn't even think about stepping into Hades, but Heracles did. And when he got there, he met Hades himself. Now here's the twist: Hades didn't stop him. He said, sure, take Cerberus, but only if you can subdue him without weapons. That meant no sword, no bow, no magic, just brute strength. Not all stories about Cerberus end in blood and battle. One of the most famous is about a man who didn't fight the beast, he sang to him. Orpheus, a poet, a lover, a musician so gifted that his music could move the stones to tears. When Orpheus lost his wife, Eurydice, to a tragic death, he did the unthinkable. He descended into the underworld, not with weapons but with his lyre. When he reached the gates of Hades, there was Cerberus snarling, growling, ready to strike. But Orpheus played a soft, sorrowful tune, a lullaby of love and loss. And for the first time, Cerberus didn't attack. He laid down, closed his eyes, and listened. Even the fiercest beast in all of mythology couldn't resist the power of true music. Now, let's take a step back. Cerberus is more than just a monster. He's a metaphor. He's the guardian of boundaries between life and death, the known and the unknown, each of his 3 heads. Some say they represent the past, present, and future. Others say they stand for birth, life, and death itself. His role is not to kill, it's to protect the balance of the world. And when you see it that way, Cerberus becomes something greater. He's not evil, he's necessary. Let's be real, Cerberus didn't stay buried in ancient scrolls. He's everywhere in modern culture. In Harry Potter, he shows up as Fluffy, Hagrid's 3-headed dog guarding the Philosopher's Stone. In Percy Jackson, he's guarding the entrance to the underworld again, but this time, he plays with a rubber ball. In God of War, you battle him in brutal 3D. Ask yourself, this was Cerberus really a villain? Or was he something else entirely? In every myth, Cerberus never seeks violence. He reacts to threats. He follows orders. He does what he was created to do, protect the natural order. And like dragons that hoard treasure or giants who destroy for fun, Cerberus is disciplined, loyal, almost noble. He's a test, a symbol of what lies beyond our understanding. If you see him, it means you've crossed into forbidden territory where life ends and mystery begins. Even today, the story of Cerberus lives on, not just in books and games but in how we think about fear, control, and balance. Psychologists have used Cerberus as a metaphor for our own inner guards, the parts of us that protect our deepest emotions. In literature, he's used as a gatekeeper to the subconscious where memories and trauma live. In ancient rituals, Cerberus was even called upon during necromancy rites. And in alchemy, his 3 heads were symbols of transformation and rebirth. They say Cerberus still stands there, at the edge of everything, watching the living, judging the dead. But here's the question no one asks: what do you think Cerberus is really guarding? A gate to the afterlife, a truth mankind was never meant to know, or something even darker? Drop your theory in the comments, if you dare. Like this video if you survived the underworld, subscribe to enter the realm of myth and monsters, and turn on the bell, because Cerberus doesn't sleep and neither do we.